Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A woman's body has been found dead in a ditch near Lisbon, North Dakota. Tonight, new details as to the apparent hit and run and who was involved.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Investigators tell Valley News Live they have someone in custody that could be linked to the woman's death.
The body was found around 9 this morning along Highway 32 north of Lisbon. Captain Brian Newand of the North Dakota Highway Patrol says there was obvious severe blunt force trauma. It appears the woman was a pedestrian and was struck by a vehicle overnight, which then took off. Newand says that they were able to identify and find the vehicle, which led them to a suspect. Names are expected to be released later tonight. Stay with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com for updates. Meanwhile, a bicyclist died of injuries he suffered after being hit by a truck in Griggs County, North Dakota on Wednesday. 67-year-old Leslie Ronigan of Cooperstown was riding his bike north on County Road 19 when a truck hit him from behind, sending him into a ditch. Charges are pending against the truck driver.
A Glendon, Minnesota man is facing a list of charges after running from law enforcement in 2 counties. 46-year-old Corey Stevens was spotted by the Highway Patrol weaving across I-29 south of Fargo. Stevens fled and the trooper chased him. Another trooper tried to use a tire deflation device, but Stevens was able to avoid it. The chase continued into Minnesota, and a Clay County Sheriff's deputy took over. The pursuit continued south on Highway 75 and east from Clay County into Wilkin County. A Clay County deputy used a pit maneuver to knock Stevens' car off the road. Stevens was arrested on several outstanding warrants and on charges relating to the chase. A woman in the vehicle with Stevens was not hurt. Law enforcement transported her from the scene.
They are not considered to be your typical first responder, but 911 dispatchers are essential. We've told you about the growing need for more police officers in our communities, but there is also a need for dispatchers.
Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop looked into why they're targeting college students and how much they're needed.
Regional dispatch, this is Hillary.
Fargo-Moorhead gets about 7,000 emergency calls a month. Because of the growing community, they're adding more positions.
We call them the first responders because they're actually on scene at an event before the responders actually arrive there.
It's a job where multitasking and typing fast is a must. So the Red River Regional Dispatch Center has started to advertise to the tech-savvy generation in a local college newspaper.
College students, sometimes they get to college and they decide it's not for them. Sometimes they decide they can't afford it, and we wanted to reach out to those people.
There is no age limit to be a dispatcher, but a few requirements. Philippi says she started at age 20, the job revealing a lot more about her community than what she knew.
We're all hearing about the big things, the robberies and things like that, but just the day-to-day things that are going on in the community. People don't necessarily have as easy of life.
Philippi says just like the police and fire departments, dispatchers become a family with their coworkers because of the things they deal with on the job.
They know that there are certain calls that you get that are going to have an emotional reaction no matter how long you've been here, no matter how much you've trained, no matter how old or young you are.
In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Dispatchers, a starting dispatcher's salary is just under $40,000 a year, and the training is on the job. To learn more about where you can apply and the requirements, click on this story at valleynewslive.com.
Reaction today from North Dakota law enforcement on the 18 people arrested for Dakota Access Pipeline demonstrations at the state capitol building as well as the governor's residence yesterday. Lieutenant Tom Iverson with the North Dakota Highway Patrol says the demonstrators inside the capitol building had no permit to be there. He says yesterday's events caught law enforcement off guard, but the group remained peaceful in their protesting. However, they were still breaking the law.
I've referred to us in the past as not being a side. It's not a side of law enforcement. It's not that you are either with the protesters or with the police. We're not on opposite sides. We're an independent group that is out there to protect everybody.
State Capitol building was placed on lockdown during the incident. Officers responded to protect everyone involved. Iverson adds that one person protesting inside the Capitol was actually carried out by officers after refusing to walk.
Since the Dakota Access Pipeline protest began in April, it's grown from small, peaceful protests to now an almost daily mix of viral video showing clashes between law enforcement and demonstrators. And that has caught the attention of the country and the world.
Throughout all of this, there's been a lot of information shared that's questionable at best. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker is here to set the record straight. Cornelius?
People say they're protesting to protect the Missouri River, a water source for millions from an oil spill. But what are the chances of that happening? Experts are divided. Critics say the federal government should be more involved with regulating pipelines to avoid oil spills. Supporters say there are safeguards against leaks and pipelines are much safer than transporting oil by trucks or train. Protesters have also said sites sacred to Native Americans are being destroyed. Last week, the North Dakota Public Service Commission said Energy Transfer Partners, the company behind the pipeline, will be fined for waiting 10 days to report a cultural site they found. The company rerouted to avoid going through it, but has yet to explain why they waited so long to report it. Some of the more interesting things to come from this protest is the accusation that law enforcement is blocking cell phone signal and monitoring social media to make arrests. If you take a look at the coverage maps for AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, the area of the protest isn't the best for cell signal. And if you have a bunch of people trying to upload photos and videos, you're going to have a hard time doing anything on your phone. Over the last week, millions of people have checked into Standing Rock so they could confuse law enforcement. However, the Morton County Sheriff's Department soundly rejects the idea they're monitoring social media to make arrests. The tribe says if you really want to help their cause, donate money to keep their protest camp up and running. The protesters who've been arrested say they were placed in dog kennels as opposed to an actual cell. The temporary holding cells seen here are Department of Justice approved, and the Morton County Sheriff's Department says they're only using them because their arrests have exceeded the number of people they can actually hold, 42. The Sheriff's Department also says they're held in these cells for a short period of time as they wait to be taken to another jail or to get booked. So have the protests been effective in stopping the pipeline's progress? Besides a few halts over the last couple of months, construction continues on privately owned land up to the Missouri River. And as the construction continues, President Obama says the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is examining possible alternative routes for the Dakota Access Pipeline. Mike?
While the protests continue, the Morton County Sheriff's Office said law enforcement will keep a presence there, making sure protesters stay off private land.
Plenty of people were wanting to get outside today to enjoy the fantastic weather, even if it was just a quick walk on a lunch break. And we're hoping the weekend stays the same. But first things first, Hutch, what does it look like tonight?
Well, we still have temperatures that are very mild. Record-setting heat today. Sisseton breaking a record at 75 degrees, and also Grand Forks tying a record at 72. A lot of 60s out there, and we stay in the 60s in many areas. 63 in Fergus Falls and Wahpeton this hour, falling into the upper 50s in Grand Forks and the Northern Valley right now. 60 Devil's Lake. For Fargo-Moorhead, we'll stay in the 60s for about another hour and then see temperatures slide into the 50s. Light wind and absolutely perfect out there as we head into the evening hours. We're going to put our chance of snow tonight at 0. Now, 70 degrees does not happen too often in November. It's a rarity. In fact, record-setting temperatures could take place another couple of days yet. I'll have details on what you can expect for the weekend forecast here in a minute.
Thank you for at least that, the lack of snow.
Lack of snow in the forecast,
that.
yes.
Yeah, thank you,
You
Hutch.
bet.
There's a growing concern around Bemidji that a missing persons case could be much more serious than a runaway teenager. 17-year-old Jeremy Jourdain has been missing since Monday. He's described as 6 feet 4 inches tall, 165 pounds, and was last seen wearing a gray Nike sweater with blue arms, blue jeans, and black and white Nike shoes. A couple dozen family and friends continued the search for Jeremy Jourdain today. Yesterday, they were joined by a couple of dozen law enforcement officers who also used a helicopter and bloodhounds. Police say Jeremy Jourdain was at a Halloween party on the south end of Bemidji when he got up and left. It's believed he may have started the 14-mile walk over to Cass Lake, where he lives with relatives.
That's what we're hoping. We're hoping, we can find some sign of him, because as of right now, we have nothing.
Okay. You're not worried somebody had it out for him or anything like that? Or?
No, he's a very likable kid. He's, calm. He doesn't get into confrontations or anything.
If you have any information about Jeremy Jourdain's whereabouts, you're asked to contact Bemidji Police.
In Hubbard County, the attorney there will not be pressing charges against a man that allegedly exposed himself to two 11-year-old girls earlier this week. Now, we first told you about this story on Halloween. The two girls went to the door of a home in Park Rapids while trick-or-treating, and the man answered the door naked. Park Rapids police investigated and sent the case to be reviewed. Well, as we said, the county attorney said that there's not enough evidence to charge the man.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, an annual tradition for local businesses and the families they're helping. The trees that will make Christmas merrier for a whole lot of people.
Gorgeous temperatures for your Friday night activities, no matter what they are. And it looks like our weekend weather could be just as delightful. Your hour-by-hour forecast coming up right after this.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.